Yo, River! Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to support the channel. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, we've got a new deck within the top 30 Mythic, killing it with like a bunch of matches and an 85% win rate, which is, typically unbelievable, but, we've got some proof for you here today, which is fantastic. Playing against not only the best players in the world, but the best decks as well. In the video, we're going to break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, showcase all of this within the gameplay. Then we'll wrap up with our final thoughts, deck review, and pack opening. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it really does help me continue this high quality content into the future. Cheers, and let's take a look at the deck. Woof! It's the Great Flood, ladies and gentlemen. An Azorius control build, white and blue. Slow and steady wins the race. I don't even mind if I flood. Lands are great because worst case scenario, they're going to bring you into the Hullbreaker Horror, the Leer, and the Deluge, which is just about the three most broken cards that exist within blue. And of course, we've got the Wandering Emperor in here as well, which is probably white's most broken card. Recasting things from the grave through the Leer, through their first play, casting them to the grave now as they've been used, or just discarding them with the Celestis while we gain life. That is so good, right? So that's going to make sure that we always have access to a spell, and always having access to a spell is fantastic, especially once the Hullbreaker Horror is in, and then we can just be countering things, sending them back to their hand, basically, and just assuming full control with a fat field state. We love it. We also have the Hall of the Storm Giants here when we're talking about that fat field state, right? So that's going to be a lot of damage with the Hullbreaker, with the Hall, the 14 damage. Yeah. All right. So, we're just going to need a couple extra to get through, and we can easily do that through the Leer, through a Wandering Emperor, that token that it creates, the 2/2, or just, taking an additional turn with the Hullbreaker Horror. That's going to be an option for us as well. The rest of the deck is interaction, not that that isn't, right? But we have March of Otherworldly Light, instant speed for 1 as an additional cost to cast a spell. You may exile any number of white cards from your hand. It's going to be able to cast for 2 less now, which is fantastic. Exiling target artifact, creature, or enchantment card with mana value X or less. Instant speed for 1. Oh, stop it. So the value in this is really high because, if it's a token, if it's a land and creature form, you can get rid of it for just 1 mana. Okay, sure. Cool. And then recasting it through the Disciple. Cool. And it also now bouncing something that they control. Cool. That's kind of like Fading Hope, but instead of just bouncing it, it's like legit removal, which is fantastic. But we also have Fading Hope because it's still good. Instant speed for 1. Return target creature card to its owner's hand. If its mana value is 3 or less, we scry as well. Protecting our Leer, potentially with the Fading Hope if we need. We have multiple copies with it, so you can kind of, play fast and loose with it if you need as well. Counter magic through Warrior's Disruption. You cannot counter spells once the Disciple is in play. Spells cannot be countered. Keep this in mind. Removal through Fateful Absence. They get the clue, but you can nuke the clue for 0 if you want. And then Faithful Mending. This is really, really nice. Draw 2 life, draw 2 cards, and then discard 2 cards. The discard is, negligible because we can still retain access to those cards. The Celestis day to night switch, we gain 1 life, draw, and discard, which is fantastic. Emperor exiling for its -2 tapped creature, we gain 2 life as well. Wolf, the 2/2 token we talked about, and we can also for +1 put a +1/+1 counter on 1 target creature we control. It's going to gain first strike, and that's a lot of fun. We have the Doom Scar. It's going to wipe the field. Kaboom Scar is more like it. Foretell for 3, potentially bouncing your Leer, wiping the field, replaying her if you need. It's just cool to have backup. Playing the Wandering Emperor and then Doom Scarring, it's just really, really nice to control the field state from all those pesky aggro decks, right? So this is standard best of 1 build if you're unfamiliar with the card base here, and just having a fantastic time with it. We do have only 5 creatures to our 31 non-creatures, but the 24 land in the build, which makes things fairly consistent, right? And then, of course, we can cycle Rafine's Tower, cycling for 3, discard, draw a card, bouncing something with Soaring City. Hall, we talked about it. Attacked and talked. It's been a long day. We talked about how it can attack. Same thing goes with the Cave of the Frost Dragon in the air as a 3/4, and then in Ganja, Seed of the Empire, dealing 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, which is pretty good. Just acting as some extra removal on top of our land base, which we do not mind. All right, that's the deck. Enjoyed today's gameplay footage. I do have one match where I had to do a voiceover for it in the editing process. Full disclosure, I was muted, but it was such a good match that we absolutely had to include it. And again, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for our pack opening. Enjoy. Oakley dokley. So let's just get this right out of the way. Well, HGG, I see that you're speaking and your words do not match your lips. Well, chat, my beloved audience, we made a boo-boo and forgot the mute button was on for, just a casual 18-minute match. I realized literally right at the end. So yeah, welcome. We're going to get a voiceover for this, but just to explain why things don't really make a lot of sense. So I've got a pretty decent hand here. We're playing some land. Of course, we're playing the Azorius controlled deck that we just discussed within the deck tech portion of the video. And, just playing lots of land, trying to survive, and making the most out of not only our spells, getting as much value as we can there, but also the recasting of them, again, as you're familiar through the deck tech, through the grave via our beloved Disciple of the Drowned. So, that's kind of our game plan early on here, is just, survive, accumulate some lands, and go from there. We grab a secondary Hullbreaker Horror off the top, which, fantastic if you're at turn 10, but not really cool on turn 3, right? So, that could have been a land, less than ideal. However, at that same time, our opponent is, going a little bit slower here. They've not played too many threats. They're just looking to also accumulate value, it would appear. The iteration, the Bank Buster, all of these are value-based cards, continuing to provide a net positive gain, right? It's one card that is going to, pull 2 or more for your access, which is quite nice. So we get hit with a negate there. It is what it is, right? Forget about it. I would assume that at this point they have more counter magic because unless they're countering us out of spite, it's going to be maybe not the best counter. Right, we do have that Wandering Emperor is why I say this, because it's a very formidable card. Their end step again, I want to get it within exile, right? That's why we're not casting it here. We just continue to accumulate value with our Faithful Mending. Deciding to toss a Hullbreaker here. Fading Hope goes as well because, well, they're not playing any creatures, and I don't want to bounce the Bank Buster because they can replay it, and then it resets the counters on it, and then it can draw more cards. So that's not fantastic, right? Here comes a secondary iteration. Now, I don't have a counter for it this time. We kind of just sit here and look at our deck, making them think that we do have a counter, and then decide not to counter it, right? And then this way they're worried about us having counter magic in the future. Maybe they play a little bit more timid, and that buys us a little bit more time. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And yeah, this is probably one of the biggest BM situations you can get into. Holding up the Wandering Emperor with the Memory Deluge. Oh, that's scrumdiddlyumptious. We decide to go for the Deluge here. March is cool, and, another Deluge isn't bad, but the land. The land. As a control deck, you don't want to miss your land drop, so it may be beneficial for us to grab that and continue to curve out. Get that Hullbreaker out, baby, right? That's the name of the game, especially when we are so close. So we see a crew here, which is actually, maybe not fantastic, as we could have held up our Emperor. But at that same time, I could hit this enchantment. I do the math here a little bit wrong, right? Forgetting about Hinata. It's like, well, why won't it let me cast it? I actually remember this vividly. Why won't it let me cast it? HCG failing to do basic math yet again. Now, I say this time in and time out. I cannot read, nor can I do, basic arithmetic. So good luck. I look at the pictures, converted mana cost, right? Or mana value now, I think they call it. We look at that, we look at the picture, and we're off to the races. That's how we build our decks, chat. That's how we play the game. The success we've had is, you know, 100% just luck based. I'm not. Maybe it's the chair. I don't know too much. I don't think it's me though. Anywho, we finally get it figured out, right? We're like, oh, 1 + 2 = 3. We can't do it. LOL. Hinata, you're just such a dirty dog, right? So it's been a long day for me at this point, obviously. HTG hasn't had his Fruity Pebbles, so you know he figures it out, right? You see the hands go over the eyes. It's just like, oh, you absolute dungus. What a dirty doogie, right? But we do get the Emperor out, and this can just take Hinata right away while they're tapped out. No Magma Opus shenanigans. You know, never punished. Isn't that the motto? And now we still have March in our hand, which is fantastic. We'll use that a little bit later. The Goldspan Dragon, you know, not ideal though. Right, this is a good card. It's probably going to take the Wandering Emperor here. We're going to do a little Bounce-a-Roni. It's 5 mana value, so we're not doing any. We could, you know, Faithful Mending, sure, fantastic. Take the damage, lose the Wandering Emperor. If we want to bounce it, it needs to be before the attacks are declared, because now they've got that treasure, and I certainly don't want to give them a second one. Right, so if you are going to bounce it, you go into combat phase before the attack goes off, right? Before they declare their attackers, and that's when you do your bounce. So they can't replay it. You know, it doesn't have flash, so. And then we lose the Wandering Emperor anyways. Fantastic. So Voltaic Surge here. That's a big time Uchi.
I'll be back.
Alright, let's take the draw. See what we get. And it's absolutely blasted with Walrus Disruption. But it's nice because it does have flashback. We can recast it from the grave later. We get that land. We get that land. And do you know what that means? That means Hullbreaker Horror is active. And this is fantastic, right? I absolutely love it. We love it. Now, do we wait? Do we be a dirty dog? Do we play that with Flash on their turn, right? What's that last card in their hand? They still have the Bankbuster open as well. How do we interact effectively? I mean, if you can survive while getting the frickin' Kraken out, you're going to win, right? However, there is a lot of value here with getting that Celestis out. It's going to help us discard cards, draw cards, instants and sorceries to the grave, layer Disciple of the Drowned to your hand, and then that's going to just make things a whole lot easier for us. Bankbuster gets tapped for the draw. Expressive Iteration here. We have 6 mana up. Not quite Kraken time, but this March is looking pretty scrummily dummily. Kiki Jiki. Fair and playable card. There's nothing wrong with that. So now you see that we are in combat before attacks are declared. We bounce the dragon. It gets 1 treasure, which is fine, whatever. We just don't want to take the damage, right? So just get out of town. Wari is nice to bounce, but I doubt we're going to be doing that while trying to play the crab. At this point, you know, plenty of mana available. The Celestis is doing its thing. We were able to survive, and we're still where we were or would have been last turn. And there it is. There she is. What up, girl? Looking good, looking good. It's nice to see you. Bye, Felicia. No, we decide that we cannot toss the March. We cannot toss a Hullbreaker. We need them both. Reason being is we want to play the Hullbreaker and have instant speed interaction. We can't play the Hullbreaker, play Leer, and instant speed interaction. There's not that much mana. And we'll find another. You know, it was a quick relationship there. Whoops. Alright, so it's their combat. They choose, for some reason, not to Goldspan out, right? They think we've got that counter magic. And, you know, there's only 2 cards in their hand at this point. They can't directly counter it. They could bounce it, sure, fantastic. But there's a good chance. And they could have removal, too. They've got access to white. It could be a, you know, destruction-based spell, Fateful Absence. We get the block here. They do get the treasure, though. However, you know, this Kraken is active. And at this point, I don't like this Hinata situation. You know what I mean? Not a big fan, but we decide to let it enter play. Take our turn. Celestis getting down and dirty. What I would give for another Disciple of the Drowned. We do have access to nice draws. Wandering Empress also sick. We do have to discard though. And you know, we say goodbye to our March. We pick up a Fading Hope, which is quite excellent with a Kraken in play, right? So we get to start swinging in for 7. It's a 7/8, right? You know, totally fair and playable. Some of these cards are just not like the others, right? Not a lot of people playing the Kraken these days, which, I mean, admittedly, I'm eternally grateful for. Thank you so much. Hopefully after this, they don't as well. No, who am I kidding? Of course they're going to. I think the Kraken got a lot of nice upgrades here. A lot of people, I guess, are playing the Esper variant, right? It gives you a Fiend, which is like, you know, again, in a whole nother league. It's ridiculous, that card, but it does take away, you know, from the super control aspect, which, again, it can because it's so powerful, but I just love the Doom Scars. You know, it's hard to rely on single target removal. Of course, you know, now that you've added black to your deck, you have the Meat Hook, and the Connive can outpace the Meat Hook, and, you know, you're still having fantastic time, but it's just hard. We're getting hit with a Magma Opus here, which, you know, not really a problem considering they don't have anything else in hand, so, you know, a little Tapperonis. We will choose to bounce, I believe, the token here. Or Hinata. Just so they can't recast it. Which I actually believe they could. Right, they've got the mana to do that. But at the same time, we still have interaction. So we let Goldspan enter. And then I believe we Wandering Emperor as a, you know, Omega Chad. Or do we leave Goldspan, take the Bank Buster? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Probably taking Goldspan, right? Bouncing Kiki Jiki, you know, probably the right idea since we don't have direct removal on it. Just so it's not copying stuff. Wandering Emperor on Goldilocks.
Will protect my people.
Sorry, girl.
You're done.
And then they still get the treasure, but, you know, we're at 21 life. Basically on cloud 9 at this point. We're sitting on some more draw. Celestis is ripping. You know, 2 of the best cards in our deck on the, you know, in the battlefield. On the battlefield? I guess while there's a battle taking place, it would be in the battlefield, not on. Well, it could sub either, maybe. Either? Oh, Lord, don't get started. Easy. Settle down. At this point, you know, basically deciding what we want to do is taking that token. Like the first strike is going to be blocked anyways, so you know we may as well just want to take that token for ourselves.
That we must protect.
Lose the Emperor, which is, you know, whatever. We get a Deluge, just drawing some cards, and we're going to bounce these tokens, open up the attack lane. A Deluge into a Deluge, fantastic. Warrior's Disruption. At this point is pretty late, but it triggers the Hullbreaker Horror, which is fantastic. Oh gosh, so you know, they do have the correct things in hand, right? It would appear that hope remains. There is you know, Kiki-Jikis, there is Hinata, there is Magma Opus, but it's this freaking Hullbreaker Horror. It just stops the game, literally ends the game, which is fantastic if you have it in play. If not, then that's a feel bad moment, of course. And here it comes out again. And, you know, it's just so easy to interact with anything when you have the Hullbreaker out. It's like super duper busted. Fair and playable is what I like to call them, these cards, right? But at the end of the day, you know, the deck we're facing off against isn't, you know, one that you'd want to show mercy to either. It's like, this is a fantastic deck. You'd be lucky to make it out of this alive, and, you know, we certainly are here today, which is fantastic. So, you know, just kind of just lining up for this last couple chips of damage with the Hullbreaker. Our opponent's down to 13 life. Hinata comes out, they're tapped, and it's like, you know, okay, so we mentioned this not really working because they have so much mana, so not only do we actually get the clean counter on it, but now we bounce Kiki-Jiki again? Oh, Lord, have mercy on our souls. And, you know, at this point, I believe that I realized... Oh my gosh, we're muted this whole time? I unmute, and we're back. Could you imagine just playing the best game ever and being muted? Oh, that's so bad. I'm going to have to do, like, a voiceover for this. I'm going to have to do a voiceover for this. Let's attack. Hey, I'm so sorry, eh? My bad. I think that'll do. Feeling fairly confident here. Let's end turn. That's like a 25-minute match where I was muted for the first half of it. I'll do a voiceover. I'll rewatch the match and do a voiceover because that's brutal. So sorry. A fantastic match though. I mean, I've been enjoying myself. I'm sure the final product will be good for you as well. Oh, Lord have mercy. Victory is mine. No, it's ours, chat. See, we came back just in time. Oh, Lord, we try our best. Winning games, dropping rank. That's the theme. Going first with the Doom Skizzars. I don't know, I might want a Warrior's Disruption. Ooh. Wow. You do you, bro. They know I'm gonna wipe it. Oh, wow, no play. I don't know if we should kill that Sentinel or not. Probably just leave it, pick it up in the fray. Sure. Interesting. I mean, we could always Wandering Emperor if they attack in. An elf deck? You have my attention. It's a nice block. So versatile. What a great card. And immediately on the offensive, right? 3/3 with Vigilance and First Strike. Just, okay, whatever. Try to work our way through this, right? It's okay. This is getting a little bit better. So can they get the Tyvar Planeswalker? No, but they do get a fat elf. That's a tactician. I'll wipe the field here. Okay, for 3, guaranteed it goes through. Make it 2/2 afterwards as well. Hello, good game. Yes! Yeah. Okay, wow, we actually moved up a single rank. It only took an 84% winner rate. Dr. Ouchie, you have a very cool name. Could be a gooder. Let's see, this is a white source. Oh no, we need a Doomscar. Da 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 da. We still have to take it. I mean, there's better things to take, but that's it. That's what we get. This is what you want. This is what you get. This is what you want. This is what you get. Shoutouts to Boys Noise, if you're unfamiliar. Ooh, Renegade Reaper. Oh, they just milled 2 Righteous Valkyries off the top. That has got to sting. That has got to sting, baby. Draw and discard. Mending goes. We retain access to... Oh, we could have actually tossed the Celestis. Mending's fine, too. Leave me alone. This game is hard. Well, I hope to give confidence to the average player, right? I mean, all you need is confidence and self-belief. You can do it. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. Classic gotcha moment here. I'm gonna take that Valkyrie. It grows every turn, which is worse than anything.
My judgment is final.
I'm gonna take 2 damage. Unless they're exiling this, and then I might get upset and bounce it. I don't mind the 2 damage, though. That's okay. I'd rather look for a field wipe. That cannot feel good. Push it up. Push it up. Okay. I mean, we pull out the verse. Oh, wow. Toss the Celestis. It's too bad we're tapped. Too bad we're tapped. It's a good card, though. It's good. I mean, the cantrip is fantastic, right? We lose the Emperor. I don't like it. Don't like that either. Do they have more removal? No, but that is a problem. Where is my Doomscar? Oh, where's my Doomscar? Okay, we're taking 4 here. Brutal. Not a Doomscar. Come on. Come on, give me the money. Give me the money. It's a legendary. We can cast it for 2. We could have also played it in double absence. That would have been good. No, can we get out of this? I think I just want to take a creature with it. Right? It's all instant speed. Where's my Doomscar.com? Where's my Doomscar.com? Gaining life and discarding is really good. I want to keep that backup, I think. I don't want to toss the Leer. Ooh. Really, really good. Goodbye, Valkyrie. Goodbye, Reaper. We take 2. Our turn. Bounce it. That might be good. Or do we just remove it for good? That's probably better. Okay, for 3. In turn, we still very much need a Doomscar. That could be like a Starnheim Unleashed. Another Harbinger, huh? Okay. Its mana value is 6. They're tapped. Let's take a draw. Okay. Nice. I'm gonna bounce it. Hit for 3. End turn. Exile the 2/1, gain 2 life back up to 10. Too shabby.
You're done.
Here's the Harbinger again. That's all right. Bounced. Okay, Lyre goes up. We hit for lethal. Not quite, but it's gonna be close enough because we hold out the Fading Hope. Very, very close. And this should be okay, because we don't need to hold up anything else. We get away with not even needing the Doomscar, but it's good to have as well. Desperation draws, that's okay. And even if they remove the Disciple here, they also have to get in the way of the Giant. Here's a Hope. Here comes a Valkyrie. Let's bounce that. They're tapped. Emperor's not a Hullbreaker at this point. Good game, take action. Toss the Disruption. Take a plus on the Disciple. We take control, we'll take care of the Valkyrie. And then we hit for lethal. Whoa! Long games, but fairly consistent. Like, this is actually kind of fun for me right now because the Rafine deck is so aggressive. It's nice to play control decks that's not using Rafine right now. Holy Toledos! Still busted. Hullbreaker Horror. Lear, Disciple of the Drowned. Already Omega oppressive. Memory Deluge doesn't help. And then, you know, let's add Wandering Emperor. Whose idea was this, right? This is a fantastic control deck. Very, very impressive in Best of 1 Standard. We're having fantastic luck with it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get into our pack opening. Wayo River! All right, just tearing right into this. We've had such good lucks on our draws. I cannot even explain. Don't need that. Get dragons. Get absolutely dragoned, chat. Ooh, loving the art. This is just a regular mountain here. Nothing so special. Little volcano, maybe. Ganix. Astral Hunter. We don't mind that. Alt Art Dragon. I'll allow it. Try to get up a little bit closer here. Tiamat. Dragon Shaman as well. Who cares about commons, right? Dungeon Delver, Mystic Trickster. That's actually kind of cool. Alright, Kingpin. Don't mind that. It's pretty cool art. 2 Kingpins in a row. Okay, that seems legit. That's how you know it's not a rare card. 3 Kingpins in 1 pack. This one is holographic, though, at least. What the hell is up with this Kingpin, man? Altar of Baal. We've actually seen that pulled already. And then the Bestower. We've actually seen that already as well. We actually have pulled all of these and a holographic Clockwork Fox. That has got to be the most disappointing pack that I have opened. I love the Jellyfish. I mean, I'll show you guys these if you've not seen them yet. 3 Kingpins. 3 Kingpins. One of them being holographic. Oh, wrong card. The holographic Kingpin is worth having. I don't know about those other two though. And then the jellyfish, if you're unfamiliar and you didn't see that other video, it's a 0/5 with flying, and at the beginning of your end step, choose a player. They put 2+1/+1 counters on a creature they control. Choose a second player to draw a card, and then choose a third player to create 2 treasures. Maybe chooseyourself.com, right? Make your jellyfish buff. Choose a player who doesn't have any creatures for those +1/+1 counters, things like this, right? You can use that to your benefit. Maybe use like a Narset so they can't draw cards. And then the Altar of Bull, quite nice here as well. We can pay 3, tap it, exile a creature we control, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, activating at sorcery speed. So, this costs 2, it taps for 3. That's really, really cheap recursion. We love it. And then Bone Offering for 3 to create a tapped 4/1 black skeleton creature token with menace. Just get some damage in. Be beautiful. Can you believe 3 Kingpins? 3 freaking Kingpins in 1 pack. Wow. And of course, if you're interested in getting some packs for yourself, we do Twitch giveaways. We do live events all of the time. Stay tuned. Join the community Discord. Follow me on Twitter, things like this, so you don't miss out on our next event. We've got packs we give away. We give away decks as well. So come join the community. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I cannot express how much this helps the channel performance, and then me to do more cool things with the channel. All right. So cheers. Have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.